What is power? What do we think is power? Sorry? Setting the agenda. Sorry? It's energy. You write those things down for me. A dominant influence. Do anybody else?
You are the power, the self.
The human body is the power, generates the power. So I'd ask you, when a baby's born, how powerful is that baby?
Yeah, as powerful as a baby is. Compared to the rest of life on planet, pretty not powerful.
Pretty?
Not powerful.
Right. So if power were just the cells and the human body only, when a baby is born, a human baby is born, they should be able to take care of themselves, like a foal will come out of its mother and almost immediately starts to walk. And yeah, but human beings, we are born fairly, what would you say, powerless to take care of ourselves, to feed ourselves, to give ourselves what we need and what we desire. So what makes us able to survive? How do we get power? Yeah.
The way I look at it is that the human baby has incredible power to generate his or being met.
And we are coming to that. I absolutely agree with you. It's a type of power that the human baby has. It's pull power. It's power that in the eyes and its interactions, if there's another human being around them, it will draw that person. The baby will be drawing that person toward them, and that person will meet their needs. That's a pull energy and power. But if nobody's around, what's happening with that baby? Okay? So I don't think that a baby has incredible power just like that. Pull energy means nothing. And I know this is going to upset a few people who are into this, who only know pull energy is better than push energy and all of that. I see it as an integrated flow. We need both. And if you start with only pull energy, you'll get nowhere fast. Like the baby. And there's a lot of stuff going on in this social innovation and change maker space that is really pushing that on us incredibly. That the real energy now is the pull energy, and we need to embrace that and all of that. And they're right. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you. Not you at all. It's in the whole social innovation space, I promise you. But the reason why they're right is because for the last maybe few hundred years, we've been developing as a society with strong push energy. And so now, in order to reset the balance, we need to embrace more pull energy. However, guys, each of you in this room, with your idea to create change in the world, cannot start just like that, with just pull energy, with only pull energy. I mean, you can, but it needs to be a balanced and integrated flow. At some point, you will need to get up and take action and do something. So Eileen is quite correct, if you could change the scene. That power, and this is the dictionary definition, it's not the Margaret definition. This is straight from the dictionary. Power is the ability or capacity to do something or act in a particular way, or the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. So one is like a push energy. You are doing it yourself and making it happen. and the other is the ability to pull results and stuff toward you. Both are extremely important in order to create change. Catalysts will be showing up very powerfully on push energy. Catalysts show up very powerfully. They make things happen. Catalysts may be error prone, and I'm a catalyst. So I come here with all humility before you all. Catalysts could be error prone if you do not develop your strategies. Okay? But catalysts have more of a chance of success and creating things in the world than any of the other archetypes, because they actually take action and move forward. If all you do is strategize and you're embodying your strategies, it's really great, but you will not be taking action. But it's really great because when you do take action, you may be more precise. Okay? The intuits feel strongly, they're deeply connected, and intuit catalysts tend to, when you feel and you're deeply connected on that level, intuit catalysts tend to take action that may not necessarily be so error-prone. But our objective for those of you who are only here for these 3 days, some of you are here with us for 12 months, we're embracing you into the community, and we're going to help you catalyze your idea into the world. At the end of the 3 days, we want you to leave here feeling more powerful. You have more clarity on what you want to do. You have more clarity on who you're here to serve. And you have more clarity on how you're going to bring it into the world. That kind of clarity is going to give you confidence in yourself and in your idea. And that kind of clarity is also going to give you the courage to take action. Which one of these stories most resonates with you? I would say one of these 3 stories is extremely disempowering. And if you embody one of these 3 stories, it's going to be a stumbling block to you creating change. Which one do you think it is? So? 2? And the Caribbeans are very close to the Americans. So so number 3 is, in my view, and you all can challenge me on it, the most disempowering archetype. I'm not here to make people feel good. I'm here to help you to step out of your comfort zone, take action in a powerful way, and show up powerfully. Number 3, you're giving away your power within a system. You're also not really deeply understanding how you show up in a system. And there really are just 2 types of people in the world. And this is my opinion, that based on studies I've read and all of that, but you all can reject it if you want, but there are those who believe that they can take action, and when things happen to them, they need to take responsibility, and there are those who believe things are happening to them. But if you most embody number 3, you will remain stuck. If the reason why you can't get your idea out into the world is because others don't get what you're trying to do, it's because there are all these obstacles. I don't have enough money. That's why I can't get my idea into the world. You will remain stuck. So it's what you want to take with you and go forward with. Well, did you all read part 1 of Duncan Green's book, How Change Happens? Did anybody do that? These 3 statements were lifted directly from part 1. So I didn't write those questions, but I understand what he was attempting to say. So what he does and what his book is really powerful, and I encourage everyone to get a copy of that. He runs Oxfam now, head of Oxfam. He has done an analysis and research a powers and systems analysis, powers and systems approach he has designed for change makers. And he says from a systems perspective, number 3 is the most disempowering, from a systems perspective. Because you are not understanding, or you are denying your role within the system as contributing to the situation that you're in. And it's really important because we are, living systems in another living system, that we understand that in every, if you want to say something, you can, because I've seen you talking, no? But that whatever is happening out there, you are part of it. And a systems thinking approach means you do not see yourself as separate from what is happening in the system. And in that system, you are connected. So in what way am I connected to this outcome? And if this system is persisting, how am I contributing to this system being stable? So a lot of us feel, we have nothing to do with what's going on in the world. We think better. We're going to do better. And all this we have nothing to do. And we don't understand that we are actually part of the problem if we keep othering, not just the planet, but othering those who are destroying the planet. Because when we other those who are destroying the planet, we don't understand how to explore our connection with them. And that, at the end of the day, is what power is. Power is deeply understanding connection. Because that baby would not survive if you start with 0 power. How do you move from 0 power to a little more power? It always starts with a connection to another. And this is really important for us to get. And in the world that we've created, what is the currency of power? We all know it. What's the currency of power in this world, 21st century right now? Yes, absolutely. It's money. And every one of us in this room, because we are here trying to create public-private partnerships that are going to fund our initiatives so that we can scale, we want to get that type of power, don't we? We want to get financial power. And I will tell you, at USolve, that is what we want to do for change makers. We actually believe that this world is upside down because those who want to do good in the world and make the right decisions for the whole system and want to serve others and alleviate human suffering do not have financial power. The system is built where the currency of power is the financial. And those who have the financial power don't seem to have the same kind of empathy for what's going on at a system level, at a social level, and a self level, as some of you may be in this room. So the question is, how do we get the people in this room, you, who may not have the kind of money that you want to scale your initiative, how do we get you to deconstruct the relationship between you and money? Because we have to do that, guys. I know you all came to talk about public-private partnership, but we get in there. But I want to ensure that you all succeed at that strategy. Because if you don't succeed at it, then I fail, because I want to prove it, right? So, but I know this is the foundation of it. So how do we went from 0 power, and we all agreed, we worked it out together, that next step to power was connection. What does connection then give you? Attachment. Yes. And that's looking back. That's, whoa, Eileen on point today, boy. Eileen is flowing. You've been there. Because, what connection leads you to is greater influence. Eileen said, seat at the table. Absolutely right. That's the next unit you receive. So you start like this, you create a connection, and really and truly that connection means your sphere of influence has just increased a little bit. Your sphere of influence has increased a little bit. Then from this place, how do we get to money? When your sphere of influence has increased a little bit and you're looking around in the system with the sphere, you've increased a little bit, that's when you need to start innovating. I have more than I had back then. How can I convert influence into value? That's the next step. How do I convert influence into value? And what's value? We at USolve, one of our values is called, our principles, our philosophies, is intelligent value. So we always embrace the tension between different ideas. So that lots of people believe in social value. And of course we do. We want to create social value, we want to create social impact, we want to do good in the world, and that's brilliant, and that's a beautiful and amazing thing to do. That's one type of value. If you are only concerned and focused on creating that type of value, then you will not get power within this system where we all agree that in this 21st century global economy that we've created, money is the currency of power. So we're trying to see how we can get from zero power, connection, influence, we reached value, and now I'm sharing with you what a lot of change makers go through. A lot of change makers, I tell you this, you get the connection. You understand that. And you can deeply connect with others, and you know, it's beautiful, it's a beautiful thing. You get the influence. But at this point of innovation, in terms of how do I create value, that's when we have a little schism happening. Because the value you want to create is just beauty and love and peace and prosperity and for all. And the system doesn't recognize that. Not my fault. I don't want it to be this way. I am very much like you. I don't want it to be this way. But in another way, I'm not like you. Because maybe how, I mean, Chanel and I have been brainstorming this, for years. Why do some people have an easier relationship with commercial value, which is the other part of the value? And I'm saying that, you see this commercial value, unless you can find a way to create value in the way the world recognizes, you're not going to get to the next step, which is power in the way the world recognizes. And power in the way the world recognizes is money. So what happens is that this value stage, right, which is where you're going to get to tomorrow, this value stage, you have to embrace the tension. I want to do good in the world, but how do I do it while making money at the same time? How do I do that? It's not an easy question. I will tell you this. It is much easier to just make money. So all the entrepreneurs that we are lauding, the Steve Jobs and the this and the that, all of them, not Elon, but a lot of them, when we look at them, making lots of money, or companies that make a lot of money, and we laud them and all of that, it's actually much easier when you have a clear perspective. This is the money, this is what I want to make. I want to make money. If social good happens, by the way, I'm happy for that. 2 minutes. If social good happens, by the way, I'm happy for that. But I want to make money. Most social change makers is, I want to make social value. Social value. If I get money along the way, that'd be nice. Some people hit and do a little good and make some money. But you will never do really well unless you can straddle this tension firmly. And what I will leave you with, because you said I had 2 minutes, I want this to sit in with you. I want you to ask yourselves, if you were to ask yourself the question, answer the question for yourself, what is power? I want you to answer for yourself, what is money? I've asked some of you about this on the phone. Disproportionately, the amount of people I spoke to, right? They had 67 people applied to be here. We probably had conversations with how many, Dan? About 37 or to 40 people. The amount of people who, when I ask them what money, how do you, if you were to complete selling money is, off the cuff, the root of all evil. No, I understand it's important, and I understand it's useful, and that's the currency of the world, and we have to deal with it, but it's almost like, they don't have a nice taste in their mouth for it. And I would urge you all to see money as just a currency. Is it being abused? Is it causing a lot of harm because people are being separated from resources because of it? Yes. But in and of itself, it's just a currency. And you have to unpack in your own head what your relationship with money is. I don't want to go over the time. I mean, I hope you all got value from that discussion because it's important. You have to ask yourself, in that chain from zero to money, where are you least connected? What's happening with each step of the way? And I'll tell you the reason why. Do you have that other slide there for me? Okay, the reason why we focus on this first part first, very importantly, is because this first part hits you exactly where you are if you have absolutely nothing at all. If you're feeling, look, I have nothing, you then need to explore connection. What are the connections that I have first? And when you're exploring connections, you need to understand connection within your divided self. And we're going to talk a lot more about that today. Connection with others who you may not like or whatever, and then connection with the system. And in order to build those connections between your divided self, between others, and with the system, the tool is empathy. And so in USolve, we define empathy. It's a neuroscience-based definition as a deep understanding of the other on self-social and systemic, at a self-social and systemic level. The neuroscience-based understanding of empathy is not just feeling what someone else feels. What someone else feels is emotional empathy. That's actually distinguished in the literature. That's emotional empathic capability. Therefore, the second empathic capability is cognitive empathic capability, and that is understanding why someone is feeling what they're feeling. So those who think that Trump does not have empathy are stuck in only understanding empathy from an emotional context. And a neuroscience-based view broadens our understanding of empathy, because Trump arguably has deep empathy for the people he is here to serve. He knows how to say things that will trigger them and move them to take action. That's cognitive empathy. He may not necessarily feel what they feel, but he understands what they feel. He may feel it too, I don't know. But I know he understands what they feel, and he acts on that. And they act and respond on that. The third empathic capability is compassionate empathic capability. Compassionate empathy or social empathy, or responsive empathy. It's referred to in different ways in the literature. What it means is that drive, having the emotional and or cognitive ability, a drive to respond in a particular way to a particular challenge, an ability to take right action. That's a third empathic capability. Actually, you all will see that those three empathic capabilities link to Intuit Strategist Catalyst.